Hey folks, in the land of public history accountability, we have Colonial Williamsburg's latest, a podcast on heritage-inspired living and timeless design. Hey folks, I'm Tad Sturmer. I teach public history at Johns Hopkins University. I'm the film and digital media editor of The Public Historian, so I love podcasts. And I was Colonial Williamsburg's historian for 4 years. And I also happen to be the author of Colonial Williamsburg, the official guide, so I know just a little bit about the place. So let's take a look at an Instagram post. This one. A teaming between Colonial Williamsburg's brand people and whatever grand millennial lifestyle ick is. They are launching a 3-part podcast series on heritage-inspired living and timeless design. Now, that all sounds lovely until you realize that timeless design is built on the backs of enslaved people and stolen indigenous lands. The indigo fields that produce the ink, the forced labor camps that produce the wealth, the textile looms that produce the textiles themselves didn't run themselves. But let's be honest, this isn't about the aesthetics of the past. It's about an agenda of the present. And here's why this matters more than ever. Just this week, Donald Trump promised that if elected, he'll cut federal funding to schools that teach the truth about slavery and land theft. The stakes aren't just high, they're existential. Sanitizing history doesn't just erase the past, it actively fuels the rise of white nationalism today. Every time a place like Williamsburg romanticizes a colonial era without centering the people it exploited, it plays right into that same toxic narrative where patriot myths matter more than reality. And accountability gets shoved aside to protect power, to protect the status quo, to make sure they're not alienating everybody, that white people can be really comfortable. In that sense, this is not going to be some harmless podcast. It's part of a pattern that whitewashes, that sugarcoats the truth to make heritage a comfortable lie. And guess what? That lie is exactly what fuels policies that silence the hard truths about who built this country and how. Colonial Williamsburg. It is not enough to talk about design. It is not enough to say that the revolution is here. Shudder to think what your revolution is. You're either in the business of telling the whole truth about the past or you're complicit in the lie. And right now the stakes couldn't be higher. So the choice is yours and the people who prop you up. Do you stand for accountability? Do you stand for honest history and representing it in the present? Or do you keep paving the road for the next insurrection with nostalgia and whitewash?